and go on from Dragon Ball Z, and you're listening to the Monsters with Attitude podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, embrace the attitude! Yeah!
Hi, this is Alan Henry. I play King Kong and Scar King in the Monsterverse, and you're listening to the Monsters with Attitude podcast. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and remember, embrace the attitude, yeah!
Hi there, I'm David Fielding, and I played the original Zordon in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Alpha, Rita and Lord Zed have returned. Their attack on Angel Grove is imminent. We must summon the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. Call the Monsters with Attitude. The only way to defeat them is by subscribing to all their social medias. May the power protect you. And if all else fails, embrace the attitude.
If all else fails, embrace the attitude. What's going on, Monsters with Attitude? As always, I am your hostess with the mostest, the one that is married to these kaiju. I am Joe, and joining me back to normal, the stars have realigned. All is right in the galaxy. There is no more parallel dimension. I got rid of that piece of... No, I'm just kidding. I'm back with my normal co-host, the bearded kaiju himself, Eric Stolp. It's like stop with an L.
Oh, God. Yes. We are back. All is well in the universe. We have done the fusion dance, and we are one again. So, fusion. Oh no!
Tricked you. So we kind of wanted to do just like a little impromptu unboxing slash review. Totally off the cuff, no preparedness. I don't even got my lights on or nothing. And yeah, we just kind of wanted to show off something that we both got and are really excited to open. We have not opened it or anything yet, so we will be doing that live and in living color for you guys. But before we do that, Eric, I wanted to show you two things that I actually recently got from Amazon. And of course, my wife is calling me right now, and I don't know if you guys can see that or whatever, but everything crashed. Here we go. All right, we're back. Everything's fine. That's what happens when you impromptu stream. From Amazon, I got, and I was curious, actually, more so for you, Eric, if you collect these as well. I got the Art of Godzilla Kong, the New Empire. And I haven't opened it. I literally just got it maybe week, 10 days ago, something like that. So I haven't had a chance to open it up or go through it. But I was just curious if you collect these or if you do anything with these.
No, unfortunately, I don't. I'm not a huge book person, I guess. I don't have a lot of books of that kind of nature. I kind of strictly, if anything, would be either graphic novels, maybe would be the extent, or just comic books, honestly. But other than that, I'm not huge in the book collecting. I have a few here and there, but I have seen that particular one actually at my local. She knows something's up.
I know, for real. I'm sorry.
I don't. Like I said, there is one of those at my local BAM Books A Million right now. I did think about getting it, but I just didn't pull the trigger. I was like, I just don't collect them and stuff like that. So, but seems cool and awesome. Lots of cool behind the scenes information and photos and stuff like that. That's really cool. But yeah, no, I don't. Just not my bag, I guess.
So I'm assuming she goes, sorry to interrupt your boy time.
Come on, we are back. You can't interrupt us.
So I'm assuming since you said no to that, you probably said no to this as well. But it is the storyboard book. It's the cinematic storyboard art of Richard Bennett, and he worked on Godzilla and Kong. And I, again, have not, this is for Godzilla vs. Kong, by the way.
Gotcha.
Have not had a chance to open it or anything, but it's you know, like I said, he worked on the movie, and it's like the storyboards and stuff that, you know, I guess worked on like for the films and stuff. So I thought that was really cool. just again, have not had a chance to take a look at it. Just been super busy with other things, but yeah, I was just curious if because I guess there was a Kickstarter that backed this.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even hear about that, honestly.
Yeah. And then it ended up being sold on Amazon too. So that was pretty cool.
Oh.
So actually, I don't know, but I think Richard would be a cool guy that maybe we should sit down with. So I'm going to try to reach out to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's it. I just was asking about those two, seeing if you were.
No, they seem interesting. They seem really cool and everything. It's just like I said, a lot of cool shit that you don't know about that you can learn about behind the scenes from the movies and everything. Maybe what it took to make them or what they did and stuff like that. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just something I've never gone down, that road with, like collecting books and the art of and stuff like that. So.
I hear you. So what do you say? Should we get to why we're actually here tonight?
Absolutely. Who wants to go first? How are we going to do this here?
Well, is yours open? Can you show your box?
Yeah.
Is yours out of the box?
It is out of the box, yes.
Okay, so yeah, can you show your box and talk while I get mine out of the box?
Sure. Oh, jeez. All right. Knocking everything.
Oh shit! This thing is huge.
Straight up anarchy around here, people. I'm just trying to get this big thing in frame, honestly, because this thing is just massive.
Holy cow!
Yeah. Oh, this here. So yeah, here's the box while Joe is unveiling it and making an escape from its coffin here. But we are here kind of reviewing, getting first reaction of the Mondo James Groman Godzilla. These are just starting to hit doors right now. I think we got ours last week and everything. So these are very, very new, but very anticipated, honestly, because I think, God, it's been, 8 months, maybe more, that we've been kind of waiting for these guys. Maybe even a year. I don't even remember when these things.
I think it's a year, right?
Yeah, maybe. I can't remember. It's been a long time, and nobody's fault or anything. Just I'm sure just a lot of things happened that just kind of got pushed back and everything. But yeah, it's here now. Super happy. This thing is ginormous, as you can see. It is the size of my torso. But just the art in the box is just extremely, extremely beautiful, done really well. And honestly, I love what Mondo does, because on the back, if you can see here, you probably can't read it right here, but they always shout out and give a special thanks to the people who actually made this product possible. From the sculptor to the painting to the box art to the color, whatever, whoever did anything that made this figure, they do a nice little thank you, or at least let you know, hey, this is the people who did them. So I love that about Mondo, giving the shout out. I did see that, and if anybody is seeing this on Facebook, welcome. We haven't been able to stream in our Facebook group for quite a while. There has been a updated requirement, I guess I could say, from StreamYard with Facebook and stuff like that. So we couldn't do it for a very long time until now. I just kind of happy to try it, and it worked, and now we can stream in our Facebook. So if you guys are members of our Facebook group and you're watching it in our Facebook group, welcome, and please say hi and everything. If you don't watch our stuff on our YouTube channel, now you can watch it either or on our YouTube or Facebook. So pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We finally hit that. I'm assuming it's some type of subscriber threshold or member threshold or something, but we're happy to have finally done it. But if you guys are a part of one and not the other, you guys should join both. So that way you never miss any of our very exciting content. Huh?
Make them link. You'll never miss what's going on with MWA.
Mm-hmm. Eric, I think you got some explaining to do.
Not me. This is this guy's idea right here.
No, it's his. It's his. Don't let him fool you, Adrian. Maybe if Adrian had bought the Groman as well, we would have him on. But he's
true.
So I got mine out. You got yours out?
No.
Oh, you don't?
Mine's in the blister still.
Oh, okay. Well, get it out.
You can talk while I get mine out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna show the extra heads and stuff first. So this is really cool because it has several different little bonus features. One of them is it comes with an extra head, and on the flip side of that head is like one of those science class like anatomies. Huh? Wow, pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. Like where it would like show like the inside, like the skull and like the liver and the intestines or whatever. So I think that's pretty cool. We've never really gotten anything like that. It's amazing. And then it also comes with a second arm, and it is the same concept where like the skin is removed. Now, is it supposed to be like an anatomy thing, Eric, or is it supposed to be like he's damaged?
Yeah, it's supposed to be like he's damaged or dying from the oxygen destroyer.
Okay. Shows how much I know. I know that fresh smell.
Wow, he is big and stinky.
He's freaking huge. And then here's the tail, the alternative tail, bony tail. It's freaking awesome. And then as you can see on Eric's screen, and now mine, here are these big bad boys. Smells good. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, he's amazing. He's huge. He's so much bigger than what I was thinking.
Honestly, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was not expecting how big he is. I don't own any Gromans. I have seen them like at G-Fest when he was there at G-Fest this year. So they were big figures, but I don't know. It's just maybe something's different when you actually have them in your hand in possession. You're like, holy crap, this thing's ginormous. Oh man.
See, I'm like nervous about taking like the arms.
Rip his head off.
Yeah, I don't know. The arms are staying on. Did your head just come off?
I just like flung it. I thought it was like super tough.
No. The arm is kind of tough to come off on mine, but everything else comes off pretty easy.
It's safe. It's safe.
I love that. I love the tail. I love that.
Right?
That bony tail. I love that.
Oh man, this is cool.
Oh, there we go. That was easy enough.
You can wave.
There we go. Like a glove.
Like a glove.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Man, it's amazing.
This is cool.
Groman did.
This is so fucking big.
I know it is. It's freaking massive. Which accessory do you like? Do you like it dead and decaying, or do you like it?
See, that's the thing. Like, I've been trying to decide on which way I want to display him because I really like both.
Yeah.
But I haven't decided which way I want to have him look, honestly, yet. It'll probably give me a little bit of time with both of them to see which one I like more.
Yeah.
But man alive, like, this thing is cool. This is really, really cool. Not what I expected, honestly. Exceeding my expectations for sure. And honestly, well worth the wait. Well worth the wait.
For sure. You know, honestly, I think I kind of prefer the non-dead look. However, I think I'm going to display it with the dead look because that is just so unique. There's not many things out there that show Godzilla damaged like this. There is that meltdown Godzilla from Super 7 that's like really bony and stuff, that has like, you know, the skin and muscles and everything melting away. I'm trying to think of. Oh, Eric's got something.
Let's use kind of a reference here. I mean, honestly, this is the only other thing that remotely has anything to do with like Godzilla's anatomy or is exposed insides and stuff like that is the Zambala from Akuma Tenshi and stuff like that. So
now, are those official, Eric?
These are not official.
Right.
They are not official, unfortunately. Maybe one day they will be, but
I mean, they do fantastic work.
Oh yeah, I mean, hands down, just one of the best soft vinyl toys out there. Honestly, they look just amazing. So I'm surprised Toho haven't given them the license yet, but you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Like I was saying, I think I probably will display it the dead, decaying way, just because there isn't a lot.
There isn't, and it's like, it's a unique look, honestly. When we first got like the Super 7, like dying, kind of decaying look and stuff like that, I think everybody crapped their pants when we saw that we were getting something like that, because we've never been able to get something like that, or Toho never allowed that to be released and stuff like that, because they're very protective over Godzilla and how he's portrayed and stuff like that, which is understandable. I get it and stuff like that, but you know, at the same time, it's like, you know, we kind of want to see something a little bit different that we haven't seen before and everything. And this is like, I mean, that moment is such a iconic and such a heartfelt moment that like we kind of want that stuff because it's something different,
right?
You know, it's like I've stated before, I've stated this in the past and everything. Like, we're getting to the point as like collectors and collecting and this fandom where like we want some of this like oddball stuff where we don't see it every day, or it's never been released, or iteration that's never been released. Like, we want that kind of stuff, not just re-releases of the same stuff we've already gotten 100 times.
Yes.
You know, we want that unique stuff that, okay, we're willing to spend $300 for, or whatever, you know, and stuff like that. That's what I think collectors really want nowadays. Me personally, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, we've had these conversations off air and on air, especially pertaining to what was it when Super 7 did the Dark Horse Godzilla, and we were like, oh man, like that just opens up a whole new door, a whole new universe of Godzillas and you know, Godzilla property creatures that we've never seen before. And now also like last year when Bandai released Bagan, and now they're releasing Super Godzilla. X Plus is doing then they brought in Bagan in the Gojiban show, and their X Plus is doing a Bagan based off his appearance in the Gojiban. I mean, so to me, it's like, okay, they're realizing, oh, wait a minute, these fans grew up with not just the movies, but these video games. Well, look at you know who really did it first, and we should give them credit, is NECA. NECA released that video game Godzilla King of the Monsters colorway. Now, granted, that was just a colorway, right? But they still kind of did that first, so let's give them the nod. But anyways, yeah, there is a plethora of new and unique monsters that have never seen the of a figure or collectible representation ever. Not of nothing, not a model kit, not a Bandai, not a Sofubi, not an X Plus, nothing. From the Dark Horse comic books, Godzilla the animated series, they could even do, Bandai could even do like a throwback to Trendmasters and those Trendmasters designs and stuff. And there's a lot of different the Marvel comic books, they could do the Hanna-Barbera show. And even if they have to be, let's say for the sake of argument, every new Bandai's $30, but let's say that they have to now be 50 or 60 because they have to pay a little bit more for that license. The collectors will buy that because it is the first representation. And that's another thing too. Look at what Mondo did with the Hanna-Barbera statue. Diamond is coming out with the Hanna-Barbera Godzilla. So that door is opening, and as long as it continues to sell, we're going to continue to get these old new guys, which I think is just that's exciting because, like you said, there is pretty much at least 1 or 10 of everything out there. It'd be nice to kind of have these other things,
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you're beating a dead horse with all this stuff. I understand they sell. I understand they're popular and everything, but like you have to get to this point where it's like, what do the actual collectors want? What do the people want instead of just doing the same thing? Like you have to give us something different, not these different color schemes, not these different themed color schemes, whatever. I don't want all that. I want something different. I'm a collector where I'm really trying to just get like one of the thing that I have. Like so if a company comes out with 10 different colorways, I'm not getting all 10. I only want one. And I'll get my favorite color out of those, and that's it. You're not going to get me to buy every single colorway because for one, I don't have room. The stuff takes up a lot of room. For another, I don't need different colorways of the same figure. Like that's just kind of defeating the purpose, I guess. And then it doesn't make it as special if you just got the one, or if it just has the one. Then there's only that one of that particular character. Just kind of means a little bit more and stuff like that and everything. So
one of the things you and I have both kind of complained about, and I think that these companies are getting smart, is that they're not releasing every color that you don't know what colorways are coming.
Yes.
So now, and back in the day, they would say, here's the red version, here's the blue version, the pink version, the green version, the black version, the whatever, the glow in the dark version. So you'd be like, oh, okay, there's 5, 7, 10 colorways coming. I really want colorways 2, 4, and 8. Now you're like, I don't know. And so it's kind of like, is the first one going to be the one that you like the most, which is really kind of disappointing that they're doing that, because I do agree with you. I don't necessarily need all the different colorways. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, man, they're really nice, but like the Mondo Godzilla X Kong sets. I passed up on the first set, like the black and versions, like the dark versions.
The red,
and I got the screen accurate ones, but then I passed up on. Well, I didn't really pass up on the glows. I actually went to the pre-order too late. So, hey, we actually got a question here from.
Hey, we do. Anthony?
Yeah. Oh, it's not letting me pull it up. Can you try? Thank you. Anthony asks, will you guys get the G-Store variant of it? Probably not, just because I have a feeling that there's going to be some other pre-orders coming up in the next couple months that I will want that. What is it, $250 for this, Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, just from all the things we've seen at Superfest and Wonderfest and all that stuff, and the teases from Mondo coming out, I already have one, so me personally, I will probably pass on the G Store unless something happens where I get it for Christmas or something of that nature, like or I come and do a few extra bucks. But I will probably be saving my money for some of the pre-orders that I know are coming, specifically, like I talked about, the Gojiban Baggin, the X Plus, the X Plus Baggin, and then the X Plus King of Bonds from Ultraman are two that I'm waiting for. Also, I'm seriously contemplating that Omega Beast Space Godzilla. So that X Plus partnership one. So it just depends. I don't know if it's $2,000, I will not be getting it. But
yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you. Like I just stated, I kind of already have one. Kind of been sticking to just getting one iteration and stuff like that. And this one, I like that this one has the swappable head and arm and tail. Honestly, as far as I know of, the Godzilla Store exclusive will not have that. It's just a different colorway, which is a great colorway and stuff like that. But I really like this because it gives you the extra kind of look to him. So really, you're getting two figures in one, honestly, but you're only paying for one.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I just with what's coming up in the future, I can't see like you ordering something I already have, especially with Godzilla Day coming up and
yes.
celebration. We already know, and if you don't know, be prepared for a plethora of upcoming releases and stuff like that coming soon. I could see because last year we saw it with several companies just throwing out a whole bunch of stuff being released on Godzilla Day or around Godzilla Day and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm kind of waiting. Is I'm going to wait for Godzilla's birthday and see what comes up for pre-order and stuff like that. And then I'll probably blow a whole bunch of money on that day, honestly, just because just like the previous years are kind of bound to do that. So.
Yeah, and honestly, Anthony, if you can swing it and you got that 15% off, put that. Yeah, I mean that's $50 off. So.
And honestly, if you're only paying $200 for a Groman, like that's a damn good deal, honestly. So his stuff is.
Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say his stuff is very in high demand and can be on the pricey side. Honestly, he is a legend in the toy making business. Honestly, he's been around for a very, very long time. He has made some of our toys as kids growing up and stuff like that, and now he's diving into these bigger vinyl toys and these characters that were and are larger than life for us when we were kids, and now they still are even when we're adults and stuff like that. And now he's bringing out stuff like Godzilla or Ultraman guys or his own kaiju and stuff like that. Like it's pretty great and awesome and stuff like that. But yeah, these guys are not cheap, so you definitely have to pick and choose. But if you can get one for $200, I'd say it's a pretty good deal, honestly.
If you still have Anthony, if you still have that 15% off coupon, and you want to kind of risk it, wait till Godzilla Day, get the Groman and maybe some of the new stuff that comes out, and you'll get that 15% off coupon.
Yeah, do a big purchase and get the 15% off your whole purchase.
Yeah.
Anthony had another question. How about the upcoming green variant of the Aztec Godzilla from Mondo? If you can see, I can't do this. Right there. Jesus.
Yeah, that was way more difficult.
That was way. I was like, I didn't even know where I was going.
But, your brain just completely shut down there.
Oh my god, yeah. Right here, I already have the first release, and that was by far my favorite out of the three now that I've seen. Unless they kind of come up with something that really wows me. Now, mind you, let's be honest, they're going to come out with a probably glow in the dark. That's kind of just their forte and everything like that. So assume that's coming. So if you're big into glow in the dark, hold off. But I don't see a colorway that's really going to wow me besides that first one, because that first one really got me. I thought it was really cool. I still think it's cool. It's one of the best releases that we've gotten out this year, honestly. And but yeah, I just don't see another colorway beating it unless they go with. I know me and Joe have talked about this, but if they come out with like a gold and black Godzilla, that would probably trump it. But if they don't, I don't see there's any reason for getting another one. So
yeah, I got the red one that Eric has above him. I did get the blue one.
oh.
Spoiler alert, I did get the blue
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I am probably going. I actually love that Aztec. I'm probably going to get the green, and let me explain to you why. So, these colors. I'm a huge Power Rangers nerd, obviously. So we're getting a red, a blue, and a green. So I really hope we get a pink, a black, and a yellow. That would be really, really cool, so I could have like a Power Rangers Aztec Godzilla thing. But also, I want these to be successful, so they keep coming out with colorways, because I super, super badly want a black and gold version of the Aztec Godzilla, because I am a huge gold Zeo Ranger fan, and I love that black and gold. But shut up, Eric.
I knew where was this going.
I am a huge fan of that like color pairing, so I think that'd be really cool.
Oh, I agree.
So shut up, Eric, you son of a bitch. You and your
I only support my friends, okay? No judgment.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the Groman, I guess what we can kind of go over is, like, we were kind of taking off the heads and stuff like that. So there's no magnet, nothing like that. It's just a straight up vinyl and stuff like that, but it's just a nice tight fit and kind of a take off kind of thing where you just kind of pop them on and off. You don't need to heat anything, which is really awesome. I hate heating. Oh,
that's kind of cool.
I didn't even see the bottom.
The Mondo.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will say the tail is actually magnetized.
Yes.
So that one does have a magnet on it, and it is pretty strong. So for either or, the normal or your kind of dying tail, I guess.
So, and there's also some little hidden things in this work. One of them is not really hidden, but the toenail is gone, broken, which is interesting. Not broken like it's made to be broken. Like,
yes.
And then I don't know if you guys can see, but the little green dots. Can you see, Eric? I can't really.
Yep, there you go.
They are like the not the kilobytes, the trilobite things.
Trilobites, yeah.
Your trilobites, yeah. So that's kind of cool. What else is there?
There's one other little feature too on his normal tail. You look at his normal tail.
I don't have his normal tail out. Hang on.
I'm going to swap us here. On the normal tail, if you can make out what that little thing is, I'll give you bonus points for anybody who knows what it is.
Oh, can I say?
Fine, Joe, you can say it.
No, we'll let somebody guess. Oh, Onyx got it.
Onyx got it. You're correct, Onyx. Just woo.
Onyx, close. Is it?
Adrian, you're wrong. What the
Yep, no.
Man, give me your Godzilla fan card. Like, good Lord. Turn that shit in. This is from your favorite movie, for God's sakes. Try again.
It's the
time's ticking, Adrian. You better redeem yourself. Come on. Come on.
Hi, Onyx.
See how long Adrian's taking? He's really stumped.
Yeah, Onyx already got it, and he doesn't even understand.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep.
I mean, it's a generic answer, but
yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
The sea louse or the chakras.
Chakras.
So yeah, that's
chakras
pretty awesome.
Sounds like a female villain from like He-Man or something, like. Hi, honey. How are you?
But yeah, I mean, the legs don't come off, but they move. You can move your tails. The right arm does not move. That's kind of in place. Well, unless I gotta break oh, there you go. Gotta break the vinyl up a little bit. So that does move too. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you can kind of change it out into this other figure and stuff like that. Now, there is a funny story about this tail. I don't know if Joe, if you remember this.
I remember James telling us, but I don't remember what the story is.
Oh, so this tail is designed this way because it was actually supposed to hold the oxygen destroyer in his tail originally with the original design. But Toho said no.
Did you see Leslie's thing?
So Joe is a huge Gold Zero
Throw it up.
And I can respect that the Gold Ranger was cool as hell, but his sword is so lame. God damn. Oh wow.
It's so true. Leslie, it's so true. The Ranger form, and I mean Jason was my favorite Ranger anyway. So seeing him come back was awesome, but then just the gold with this bling, it was so cool. It was so cool. I mean, nothing can beat like the original T-Rex and Dragon Zord. Like those are amazing. I think the Q-Rex is pretty damn cool though, Leslie. So all right, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that's basically it. Is that James was told us that this was actually supposed to be the oxygen destroyer in his tail, but Toho said no, and so they kind of had to take it out. But it was still designed this way, so what could have been is not, yeah. Unfortunately. But literally, we have him basically dying of the oxygen destroyer. So it would have told the story a lot better than what we just have. It would have made a lot more sense instead of just having the anatomy kind of there and everything like that. But you can't fight with Daddy old Toho. So
I wonder if the oxygen destroyer from Super 7 would fit.
Oh, the little one?
Yeah, it's probably too small. Figures? Yeah, it's probably too small. But you know what? I might actually buy a second one of those and see if I can position it maybe like in his mouth or like him holding it in his claw, because I think it might be too small to fit in here. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, maybe.
But that would be like a cool little mashup, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Super impressive, to say the least. This is a cool toy.
It's amazing. It's a collectible, not a toy.
Mel, where are you? Well, yeah, it's great. I just wish, when we talked to James at G Fest, it was nice enough to meet him, at least get a picture with him and stuff like that. Just sucks that we weren't able to get these before G Fest, because I wanted to bring this with me and actually have him sign it. Just because a legend himself, signing something that he designed, he made and everything like that would have been really great. So maybe next year at G Fest, if he comes back again, maybe I can have him sign it then and stuff like that. So But yeah, it's kind of cool. Anthony has another question.
Will you be pre-ordering the Omega Beast Space Godzilla directly from Easy Hobby? Because the way they did the Odo Island -1 was different since they changed the Shonen Rick X Plus website. So I've actually never ordered anything through Easy Hobby. So I'm not sure on the process, Anthony. However, their collaborations with X Plus will probably be on the North American stores, whether it's the Godzilla store itself or the North American X Plus store. So I would probably go through one of those. But because I think, Eric, correct me if I'm wrong, but just stuff that's done solely through Easy Hobby is where you have to kind of like email them and
yeah, it's because they don't have the license or the rights to sell over here, so you have to, I think, email a certain individual, and then they kind of put in an order for you, so you have to deal with a third person kind of thing. But I think so as of right now, there is no like extra for the Space Godzilla right now. But with the Odo Island -1 Godzilla, if you ordered it through Easy Hobby, their extra was different compared to what you would get if you ordered it from X Plus. So they changed up the extra little feature and made it different. So if you order it one way with Easy Hobby, you'll get that little extra, or if you order it from X Plus, you'll get their extra kind of thing. So they kind of, whatever one you kind of prefer, you're going to have to kind of go down that ordering route to get that extra. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're actually going to get or do a extra little thing because it's a gigantic. I don't know. They haven't obviously teased anything. They haven't shown anything. Unlike the Odo Island Godzilla, they showed it right away where it was the like bloated fish on the water and stuff like that. And then later on, when it was up for sale, it was the Easy Hobby version had like saliva on his mouth and stuff like that, and then the bloated fish was different for Easy Hobby. So,
yeah, what guy's name, Eric?
You're damn right, Leslie. I won't do it. He who shall not be named.
Leslie, did you get the Groman? Probably not, because you hate Sofubi and you're not a real fan.
Sofubi at all.
Yeah, he's not a real fan.
Oh gosh. Yeah, that's kind of all I have, I think.
Yeah, I love it. Honestly, if any of y'all have a chance to pick it up, I would. I think it's amazing. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's different. It's very different take on him, but it's a really cool take on him. And it's very Heisei looking. You know, they have the ears on him, or actually that's more. What's that? Yeah, that's Heisei. Yeah, the Heisei had the ears, so he did the ears. Even like 54, I think, had the ears too. But yeah, it's very cool job from James. Hopefully we can have him on the show soon and stuff like that, and pick his brain about it and everything, and see what his process was and everything like that, and get all the little goodies, you know, behind the scenes of his process and everything like that. So yeah, and I know he has he's actually working on the Hedora, I believe, for Spiral Studios, actually, with the Asafubi for him. So that's coming up, you know, or coming down the pipeline. So, but yeah, James was awesome stuff. So I want to get his. I really am sad because I did not get his Gamora that he made. So I really want to get that. But he's also bringing out, or going to be releasing a Red King, and I really want to get that one too. So we'll see. Maybe this isn't my last Groman, honestly. So if they're affordable enough.
Right.
Leslie goes, hey, before y'all go, please answer a question from me. Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes.
Leslie's
Sure, Leslie.
question, yeah, incoming in 3, 2, 1.
Is it going to get us canceled?
And thank you, everybody, for being here. Like Joe said at the beginning, this impromptu kind of stream, I got these figures. I got the one for Joe also, so it was all shipped to my house, and then I shipped his to him. So he just got his today. So we just kind of jumped on here, kind of wanted to show this guy off together and some of that because we are the only two in our group that actually got it and stuff like that. So let's see.
The Omni Viewer recently did a video about the Godzilla Heisei era. Has that era aged well over time, in your opinion? Eric, go ahead if you want to go first. Unless you need a minute, I have my answer.
Yeah, go ahead. Let me think this.
I think in a way, that's kind of a two-part answer because clearly the way the Heisei started is different than how it ended. So I grew up with Heisei. I have a very special soft spot for Heisei. It is my favorite era of Godzilla films. I don't think they've aged poorly, but I definitely can understand how do I put this? I can understand the lack of certain enthusiasm amongst the fandom towards it because it did seem like it started off very, very strong and then kind of became very formulaic. And I can understand where it was like, okay, it kind of turned into this, the same stuff that we were getting in the 60s and 70s, just with kind of like updated special effects type of thing, where I think Godzilla 1984-85 and Biollante, they really tried to be serious and take kind of the franchise in a newer, fresher direction. And I think it kind of fell back into its formulaic roots, which again does not bother me because that is my favorite timeline. But I can understand, like I said, the lack of enthusiasm that certain fans have towards it, but I do not think that it has aged poorly. I just don't. I don't think it's aged poorly at all. I think that it's fun. I think that it still had, in certain of its films, still has, its messaging. But no, I wouldn't say that it's aged bad. I would have liked to have seen some of the stuff that they wanted to do to keep it a little bit more grounded in some of those films. I think it got a little wonky, with the time travel and, Godzilla and Mothra was kind of, I hate to say boring, but it's definitely, I think, my least favorite out of the Heisei films. And of course they had to have Mothra win again. But no, I don't think it's aged bad at all. I think it's a product of its time for sure, but I still love it.
Yeah. I too am a Heisei kid. That is kind of how I started also. That's what I grew up on. So it is sentimental for me too. Now, as I've grown, I have definitely gone towards Showa now, and that's kind of my preferred era, honestly. But I still love Heisei. It's probably my second favorite era, just because they're great movies. Like I said, I grew up with that stuff and everything like that. So it does mean a lot for me. But I don't think they've aged that poorly, honestly. They stuck to their roots. They did everything that was made what the Showa era was. The miniatures, the suits, the special effects and stuff like that. They just kind of remastered kind of the Showa era, honestly. And I always called the Heisei era like the Michael Bay era, honestly, because it was all about explosions and beam battles and stuff like that. Like that was the main thing on everything. That's probably what captured my attention and my like for it, because it was boom, bang, explosion here, bright colors here, all this kind of stuff, and it got you in and stuff like that. So whereas Showa, they kind of did more of the storytelling, honestly, and they really did a lot more of that in depth with the characters and stuff. In the Heisei, they didn't do a lot of that with the characters. They just here are the characters for this one movie, and they were done after that, except for obviously Megumi Odaka, which obviously she did the whole series except for Return or Godzilla 84 kind of thing. So it was kind of almost like Ultraman in a way, where it was the villain of the week kind of thing from that particular film and stuff. Obviously, they kind of sprinkled in, Mecha King Ghidorah died, so we're going to use their technology to make Mecha Godzilla kind of thing. They kind of pieced it together, and that was okay. But for the most part, the continuity was okay. It was loose, but okay. But I don't think it's actually aged that bad. Honestly, I think the Millennium Era is aged worse than the Heisei, just because of what they tried to do with special effects and CGI and everything like that. It doesn't hold up at all, just because obviously we know CGI was newer, and the Japanese weren't as skilled as we were in the States or are in the States with CGI and stuff like that, and what we could do with movies and stuff. They obviously tried it, everything, and at that time, maybe it was oh, okay, that's different, everything. But man, you look back at it now, it's oof, that's a little rough, kind of thing. So, but I think that's all personal opinion on how you think it's aged bad or not. I don't think you can really say yay or nay, but I don't think it's really aged that bad, honestly.
I agree. And so before we get to that, Leslie, I don't know who the Omni viewer is. So can you tell me what his thoughts were? Was he negative on it or whatever while we answer this next thing? So is it safe to say while the Heisei era brought back older Showa monsters to boost movie attendance, but that was when the quality of the series as a whole started to dip? Is that fair? Yeah, I think so. Because I think they were, they didn't really have to come up with super detailed backstories for these monsters, kind of like they did with Biollante. I'll say this: I know a lot of people talk smack on Heisei because they brought back so many old monsters in lieu of the new ones, but I never understood that argument, because we actually got a lot of new monsters in the Heisei era. We got Biollante, we got Mecha King Ghidorah, we had a redone Mogera. I don't know if you want to consider that new or revamped. You got a new evolution for Rodan and Fire Rodan. We got Batra, we got Space Godzilla, we got Destroya, and we got a new evolution line of Baby Godzilla. So I don't know. I mean, and there was also a lot of new special effects or new weapons, special weapons, like the Garuda and Super X 1, 2, and 3, and so there was a lot of new. And I mean, hell, they even gave an upgrade to Mecha Godzilla with Super Mecha Godzilla. So even when they did bring back some of the old guys, we got kind of upgrades for them or a power up for them, which was kind of nice. Now, don't get me wrong, I would have preferred, whole brand new, monsters galore, because I do think that one of the problems of Godzilla is that they rely too heavily on Mothra, Ghidorah, Mechagodzilla, Rodan. Probably Rodan the least of all, but
yeah, I could see why I kind of dipped. I mean, we've said it on here, like we want different. We don't want recycled ideas. We want the newer ideas. We want the newer kaiju and stuff like that. Honestly, I'm so sick of Mothra. She disgusts me. She really does. I'm so sick of seeing her. It's always in another movie. Oh, it's Mothra. Who gives a crap about? I'm sorry. No offense if you like Mothra. You're cool in my book, but man, me personally, I can't stand her anymore. They've overdone her so much. And honestly, we could say this with the Millennium era. They did the same thing. They brought back older ideas or older kaiju to boost sales or to boost the popularity of the movies, just to make a buck or two, because it wasn't doing very well with new kaiju. Because let's face it, new kaiju, people don't know them. Nobody knows about them and stuff like that. It's newer. We're always like, ooh, stay away from the new stuff, because everybody likes their old, what they're used to and everything like that. They'll stick with that kind of stuff. So if it's something new, we always kind of shy from it and everything, and we're not certain about it. But honestly, as you get older, your thought process is going to change. You might think differently than, what you did, 10 years ago or 20 years ago. But yeah, I think you can kind of say that with basically all the Godzilla movies in all the eras, is that they would recycle the kaiju to boost numbers, or like, hey, like this one has a popularity, let's throw them in there and stuff like that. Let's not make a new one. So, I mean, take Megalon. Should have been a Jet Jaguar film. I don't think they trusted it, honestly, all too well. So they're like, okay, we're gonna throw Godzilla in there. We're gonna throw Gigan in there. Now it's a Godzilla film featuring or tag team with Jet Jaguar, but we're also throwing in Gigan too. Like they did that a lot throughout the show and stuff like that. So I think it's just kind of a repeated thing that they kind of do, and we're gonna see that again, with upcoming films and stuff like that. Now, one thing that the MonsterVerse kind of has going for it is that they haven't really done that except for one film, well, maybe two, because they did obviously the big four in King of the Monsters, and then yes, they brought back the Mechagodzilla. But other than that, like they've done new kaiju, they've done Scar King, Shivo, Mutos. They're doing that new stuff and everything. But every now and again, they're gonna bring back an oldie but a goodie. They did it for Mothra in GXK. Had to throw her in there. So I think it's just a formula that just kind of happens for Godzilla, where we get these recycled fan favorites that are just bound to happen. Just to kind of boost everything about the film, honestly.
I agree with you, Eric. And I don't even have a problem so much with them recycling the big five or big four, technically, if you don't include Godzilla, as much as they do. My problem is that when they recycle them, for the most part, it's the exact same movie. It's the exact same story. It's the exact same origin. Now they did change up something, like they changed up King Ghidorah's origin in GMK. He was a good guy, not a bad guy, whatever. But like they're so, oh, we have to use Ghidorah, that he's supposed to be like the I say this all the time, the Thanos, but he doesn't feel like Thanos because he's beaten in the first movie he shows up in. And I do hope that type of stuff changes, because I think that I think having them in there wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't the exact same thing all the time. Like that's I love Godzilla X Mechagodzilla and Tokyo SOS. They're the same movie. Love them. I think they're fun. They're great. It's great. Love it. Same movie. It's the exact same movie, back to back. The only difference is they threw in Mothra. Mechagodzilla gets knocked down, they have to repair him. He gets knocked down, he has to repair him again. And then they don't beat Godzilla, they just drive him out to sea. Same thing. It's the exact same movie, you know.
And it's the same kind of character bound to Mechagodzilla versus the pilot bound to Mechagodzilla. Then it's the mechanic bound to Mechagodzilla. You know, then have this feeling for him, whatever. Same thing.
Yep.
You know, so I get it.
Yep. And I mean, that's what I think held Godzilla back, is that when everything became so formulaic, so repetitive, there was nothing, and that will happen with the Monsterverse too, if they don't start playing the long game. If they don't start doing teases and stuff to build up something, then eventually people are going to be like, I saw this. It was the last movie. You know, GXK 12 is the same as GXK 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know? So I don't know.
Yeah, like I agree with your statement, Leslie. Like, I mean, the Heisei Gamera trilogy is top. Like, it's, I mean, Gamera 2 is my second favorite kaiju film of all time. You know, it's so good. The continuity is there. Everything flows together really nice. But it's got its own like flair and stuff like that. But it's got good storytelling, good characters and stuff like that. Everything has it going. Gamera needed it, but he needs it again. He really needs another Heisei era type stuff to make him relevant again. I don't know if it's Katakawa or just not thinking that it's there, but like they need to actually push and try. I think the anime series was a very good attempt, a very good try, and I love the hell out of it, honestly. But we need more of that. We need more things for Gamera to come out so people can realize, hey, there's another giant monster out there that's really cool, and he's a good guy too, just like Godzilla is and everything like that. So.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I mean, the Heisei Gamera films are amazing. I honestly, everyone's like, oh, it's the best of any Heisei kaiju. So I'll give you that, because there are three incredible films. But I really do think that if they would have stuck with the vein of 84 and Biollante, that Gamera would have been foreshadowed again. Like, it was only Gamera didn't win it because it was better. It lost it because Toho got lazy. Just as and I am totally not going down a current events thing, but look at when people talk, it's like, did so and so win or did somebody lose that themselves? You know what I mean? Like, so, and that's my opinion when it comes to Gamera and the Heisei, because don't get me wrong, they are amazing and I love them, and I'm totally not trying to shit talk them in any way. But if I do think that if Toho would have stayed on that, because I mean, just even look at the visual effects and the cinematography and everything, it is completely different. 84 and 89 Biollante are completely different than the other five. Like, the other five literally just look like modern day Showa. 84 and Biollante, the shots were different, the camera angles were different, the special effects felt different. There was money invested into these films, and they just were like, oh, let's just rehash the Showa era and just do a monster of the week and smash them, bash them, whatever, and which is fine. I fucking love it. I really do. I absolutely freaking love it. But yeah, it's a shame. But you know what? Hopefully, Toho has, because I don't think honestly Toho has done an ongoing story arc for any of these. Don't get me wrong, I understand that there's, you know, what is it? Is it 12 in the Showa, or 14, or no, 15 in the Showa and 7 in the Heisei. And yes, technically they are sequels and there are little threads, but do they honestly feel like continuations of the prior films? Not really. I mean, maybe in some small cases, but that's one thing. Like, the only film really that felt like a sequel was 84 to 54, 89 to 84. I would give Destroya, because it had, returning cast, and it had, like a throwback to the Oxygen Destroyer and stuff. And then you had, like I said, X Mechagodzilla and Tokyo SOS, but they never really did, like, hey, here's a trilogy where movie 1 leads into 2 and culminates in 3. They never really did that, and all of its 70-year history. So I would love to see Toho finally get its shit together and have Yamazaki actually give us the trilogy,
And that's the thing. Like, it's fine that they do this whole, like, director of the month kind of thing, kind of like when we were getting for the Heisei.
That's a great way to put it, Eric. Director.
It really is. Like, that's what they were doing, and it's like, we don't want that. We want. Now, I'm like, this is an example. Like, we want Toho to do what we've done to the Marvel universe. We want them all, which we've heard that they were supposed to do, and they wanted to do whatever. I don't even know if that's just talk now, if that's ever actually going to happen. But that's what we want. We want one person kind of calling the shots, where everything's connected, everything makes sense, and it's good. But we don't want this, like, sporadic, hey, we're just gonna pick this director from the tree and we're gonna shoot it this way and everything. It's all just random. And we've been talking about, wanting that darker tone Godzilla, which we got with -1 and everything, which was great and whatever. But like you said, 84 and 89 were that darker tone, the seriousness, the characters were good. You were scared at the same time, but also drawn into the movie. And then it just kind of went away, and then it kind of ended serious again, but not serious enough, because you were just so bamboozled with all the other ones in between that you couldn't take it as serious, even though it's a serious movie, because obviously, let's face it, Godzilla dies and everything, so it is serious, but like, it's not what we've wanted. We've been so teased throughout the years of wanting that type. We just haven't completely gotten it yet, and I want, like, that serious Godzilla versus a whatever. Like, we have the solo film, great. Let's not reboot again. We have the start. Let's keep going with that. Let's not reboot again and grab another director from the director tree and, like, hey, let's see your take on it. I don't want that anymore. I want continuity. I want to build something instead of just randomness. But
let's see what. It's pretty simple. The Heisei Gamera films got better as they progressed. Godzilla can't say the same, which was unfortunate. Totally 100% correct, Leslie. For sure. I mean, I don't think there's much to debate there. It's the truth, which is kind of unfortunate. Oh man, we're getting a bunch of people popping in now. Let's see. Monster Kid Corey says, "What's this boxing today? Put up your dukes."
Wrong kind of boxing.
The Kaiju Kai. -1 Goju vs. Gamera would be dope as well. I just want a Godzilla vs. Gamera movie, even though I know it'll never happen. Hey, you know what? Never say never. Never say never. You never know. You never know.
I'm just a realist.
Yeah. Well, maybe we won't get it from Japan.
Well, if they get the rights.
Yeah.
I'm gonna highlight this one quick.
Yeah,
now, I agree. The Reiwa era is the artsy kind of style, and that's fine. You can still do that, but I also want something that's focused on the the more normal, I guess, type Godzilla. Like you can still have your, and that's why we have the animes to go all crazy, to go all artsy and everything like that, to get different takes on. I'm fine. I never said I don't like that. That's not what I'm saying. Because I actually like Singular Point. I really like it. I actually understand it. I like Shin Godzilla. I like -1. I like the Reiwa era. But I want something that has that continuity, that's focused on like one Godzilla and just kind of keeps going from there like we've had in the past.
Yeah. No, and listen, I agree with Eric too. I don't mind the fact that Reiwa is kind of that art house. It's going to be different, and director of the month, that's fine. But I don't think there's any debate that -1 is probably the best Godzilla film in at least 40 years. I still prefer 84, but to me, I mean, it's 84 and -1 are right there. They're fantastic, but I wouldn't have as problem of the different directors if it wasn't constantly an origin story to Godzilla. Because after a while, that's going to be, what are we going to have? 15 movies where it's Godzilla shows up. Reboot. It's just, I feel like that'll get, and I mean, unless they do something where they try where his origin is different every time, and they're trying all these crazy different things. I mean, I guess, but in today's day and age, I think the general movie audience is significantly more sophisticated than they were 10, even 20 years ago or older or beyond. And I think that Marvel trained people to want a slow burn. Like we're huge wrestling fans. What's the most successful storylines in wrestling history? Is it the ones that start and then culminate in 3 months or 6 months? Or is it the ones that start and then a year, 2 years, maybe even 3 years, 4 years later, 4 years, and the bloodline storyline is still going on? Look at the NWO, arguably the biggest wrestling storyline in the history of wrestling, bigger than anything. And how long did that went on and off for 8 years or something like that? Like that's crazy. I mean, look at the Crow Sting. He started showing up in the rafters, and he didn't even have his first match with Hulk Hogan for like 18 months or something like that. That was a year and a half. It's absolutely crazy, So a slow burn, and I'm not saying you got to have 26 films like the Marvel Cinematic Universe did before you fight Ghidorah or something, but to have 3, 4, 5 films leading up to something, yeah, I do think that's needed.
Leslie asks, okay, would you want to see a prequel to -1 with a violent backstory of the Gazillosaurus made into a horror film, or would you want to continue it first? Honestly, I don't know how much you could do with the prequel. I don't know. It would literally have to revolve around just the island and him like continuously coming ashore and stuff like that, or them seeing it and everything, which could be done. That would be really cool. But I want to see what's next for the evolved Godzilla. I want to see, because I mean, obviously they left us on a cliffhanger. He's still alive, just growing again. Is he going to change his form from basically almost dying? Is he gonna just heal back to what he was, or is he going to change a little bit? Is he going to hold even a more of a grudge towards civilization? I think there's more there. There's more meat there for the next film than what we could for a prequel. Now, mind you, I'm not saying I don't want a prequel. That would be really kind of cool too. But I think it'd be a little bit more challenging to do than just doing a continuation. Plus, like I said, I'm kind of more towards a continuation to this one.
Yeah, I think I'd have to lean more so towards a continuation. Not saying that the prequel couldn't be interesting, because maybe another group of soldiers lands there, or the government sends somebody to investigate or something, and then there's 20, 30 guys there that slowly get picked off throughout the film, and then maybe towards the end of the film is actually when Godzillasaurus gets nuked in -1, and he actually does show up big, and he just blows up the whole fucking island, or something. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, could be interesting for sure.
Yeah, be definitely cool takes. Honestly, anything new, I'll be fine.
See, we got to address two things from the Monster Kid, Corey. First off,
okay.
Shin was better than -1 in my opinion.
No.
Yeah, not even close. Not even close. Now, however, you said it. You said in your opinion, and your opinion is not wrong. However, it does not align with me or Eric. I think that -1 is way better. But I'm a fan of Shin. I think Shin is a it's a great movie, especially for what it was trying to accomplish with the BS of bureaucracy and political oversaturation, and how fat and bloated the government is. And I don't even think that's just a Japanese thing. I think that's absolutely a worldwide or sophisticated world thing. I don't know about how the tribes in Africa are or anything, but in the civilized West and the civilized East, yeah, I think that the metaphors and political themes of Shin Godzilla are fantastic and spot on, and why we should overthrow all of our governments.
Anarchy!
Freedom!
What was the other one that you wanted to address?
Oh, yeah. Kid Corey, I'm picking on you right now. Movie audiences are less sophisticated now. MCU is part of the reason why. See, I got to disagree with that, because I think that they're more sophisticated in the sense of watching movies, looking for Easter eggs, looking for clues. They're able to do research on their phones, on computers, whatever, to research. There's so much more information at people's fingertips to find out who these characters are than ever before. But I meant sophisticated in the sense that they are looking for story A to go to B to C to D to E to F, and then culminate in Z once everything. They don't. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say, Eric?
So you want?
They're looking for clues. They're used to movies. While the plot of the movie can wrap up at the end, the main plot is still going, and there's little teases and Easter eggs, and I think they're expecting that. And I think that's where I'm going with the sophisticatedness. I think that they're willing to wait for a good payoff, and I think Endgame and Infinity War prove that. A good story, you can stretch it.
And the build up with the other movies, now just phase 2. Yeah, I agree. It's not good at all. They've completely changed the formula.
Oh, yes.
It's not what it used to be.
For sure.
But we're talking about the build up of something great, and and something that like, oh my God, I'm so excited that it's here. It's finally here, and everything that, or like the little things that connect these movies to each other, connecting the dots, finding that subtle messages under the main message, under the next message. Like I think more moviegoers are always looking for the underlying messages now than the main message. They're always looking for deeper and stuff like that than what is just kind of on top of the cake. They want the inner layers, honestly, and what's how they came to that, or that like they might even form their own conclusion of, oh, I think they did this because of this and everything like that. And you see that a lot with like movie reviewers and stuff like that, where they're really looking for those really in-depth kind of ideas or thoughts, like, hey, I think they did this because we're doing this and leads to this and doing this. You're seeing it all the time nowadays, where people are trying to connect dots or certain situations or how someone is acting or talking or whatever the reason is, it has to be connected to something else and everything. And I think people are doing that more than like, oh, okay, this is just a superhero movie and that's it. I think they're looking for more.
He says, no, man, I'm thinking on the quality of movies. You're telling me that audiences gorge them. It's more sophisticated now than they were in '99. So you're okay. I agree with you with the quality. To piggyback off what Eric said just a second ago, what Marvel has done since Endgame is total fucking trash. I haven't even watched most of them, and you're talking to the guy that sat there at midnight for every single opening film of all of the 26 MCUs. So like what they're doing now is complete trash and it's garbage. And so I agree with you. And I think the quality of their films has gone down. The quality of the storytelling has gone down, all of it. In fact, that was like the big meme and stuff last year, even amongst non-Godzilla groups and people, was they literally compared the $15 million Godzilla -1 to like Ant-Man Quantumania and things of that nature. That so I totally agree with you that you're thinking quality. I'm not necessarily referring to quality. I'm referring to when I say sophistication, I mean what they're expecting out of a movie. Like I was kind of saying, like that slow build, that longer thread. That's what I meant by sophistication. I'm not saying the deeper thought or any of that stuff, because that's a whole other conversation that I think we would probably agree on. But what I meant is that I think that they are wanting something that isn't just packaged up and happy ending at the end of every film. But who knows? I could be wrong. I mean, look at GXK. It was the highest grossing MonsterVerse film, and it was just kind of like a generic blockbuster. Fun as hell, but there was no tease or no nothing that led to a sequel, but we're getting a sequel, so what the fuck do I know?
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Oh, well, with that, I know we could keep going for a while, honestly, but
we just keep getting more and more people watching live.
I know, but we gotta end this one because it was supposed to be just about this guy.
I know. Which, to circle back to that, everybody should go and get this. This is amazing.
Yes.
It's beautiful. It stinks nice and good. Yeah, it's amazing. Everybody should go get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I second that. Get yourself a Mondo Groman Godzilla. You will not be disappointed, even if it's the Godzilla Store exclusive or another release that they bring out. Definitely get one. It is bigger than you think. It's very impressive, and very happy that I got it. And it's just great. So.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, for those of you watching on Facebook, we're going to try and do this more because apparently we hit whatever threshold needed to be hit as far as followers or subscribers to be able to stream it in our Facebook group. But I will say this, you guys should be a fan of our Facebook group, but also follow us on all of our socials, which Eric put that ticky tape at the beginning of the video an hour and a half ago. So you guys have been all watching that, knowing where to follow all of us this entire time. You guys should be following us on our socials because we do this type of stuff all the time. We'll do unboxing, long-winded, talking and just chopping it up
on tangents. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a lot of fun. But yeah, so subscribe to our YouTube channel. So follow us on all of our socials. We also do sit down interviews with many guests, guests in the tokusatsu and anime, professional wrestling, a bunch of stuff that we're getting into, and just kind of talking to people that that we're fans of, as well as we think that you guys might be fans of. And we're just kind of sitting down and talking. And if you guys view live, you can ask your questions, and if they're good, we'll throw them up on screen. We've had the pleasure of sitting down with many people so far, just a few notable ones. Alan Henry, who played Kong and Scar King in the MonsterVerse films. We also sat down with David Fielding, the original Zordon on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. We sat down yesterday with Eli Farmer. He is a new and up-and-coming voice actor. He's playing Joe on the new Digimon movies that are coming out. We sat down with Stephanie Nadolny, who played young Goku and teen Gohan in Dragon Ball Z, and in now Dragon Ball Daima. So, yeah, and amongst many others, I don't want to keep naming because I will leave people out, and that's rude of me to do. And we have a lot of great things coming up. Honestly, a lot of things. A lot of people were working out the details on scheduling, and yeah, it should be. The future looks bright. Let's say that. What about you, Eric? You got anything to?
No, just you explained it pretty well. Just go follow all of our socials. We do different things from box days like this to maybe we'll do a Let's Talk episode. Basically, that's kind of what this one kind of turned into. It went from an unboxing to let's just talk about stuff, and where you guys just kind of come on. We start talking about different issues or subjects, and you guys throw in questions and everything. We just kind of banter and everything. It's fun. We all have our own opinions, and every one of them is valid, and we can have that, but we can also still talk about it and have a nice conversation without anybody's feelings getting hurt or anything like that. So we value our opinions, we value your opinions. So yeah, it's just kind of this fun stuff to kind of talk about.
Even if we don't agree.
Yeah, even if we don't agree, and that's okay. We are all different. We are all built different. We are supposed to be that way. So otherwise, we'd all be robots. So yeah, if you are into gaming, watch our Twitch channel. Samson does a lot of gaming and stuff like that on our Twitch. We also do watching movies on Saturday nights. So if you guys want to watch a movie with us, you can comment on the movie while it's playing and stuff like that, which is a lot of fun. Honestly, it's a hoot, honestly. And if you guys like funny skits or anything like that, we are on TikTok now. We're doing skits and stuff like that, kind of getting our feet wet into that kind of realm and everything like that. And obviously with the other socials and stuff. So yeah, if anything kind of suits your fancy, or if you guys like this kind of content, please follow us on all of our social media so you are never out of the loop on anything going on. So with that, thank you all for tuning in live and ones that watch this later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the Mondo Groman Godzilla. It's like we've kept saying, it's amazing, it's beautiful, and yeah, we are so happy to have it. And who knows, maybe we'll do another one of these in the near future with something else that we get and stuff like that. So we're always up for different things and trying different things, and yeah, lots of content on our all of our socials, on our channels and stuff like that. So with that, we will get out of here. Joe, thank you for doing this with me. And of course, like, comment, subscribe, like I said, and embrace the attitude.